So for my original search, I searched facial recognition in China or the United States, which helps to encompass both the United States and China in helping me to find an article about facial recognition in both. When I started scrolling through here, I happened to come across this, which explained the future of facial recognition. So when I clicked on it, if it will ever load, basically, I'm just going to start talking. So this website article that I chose was from an online technology news and media network, which was written a little over a year ago. It was easy to use because it is easy to use with my research questions, since it's evaluating artificial intelligence in China and the United States and showing some of their differences. However, it was more of like a stepping stone because it talked a lot about China and kind of had like a bias going towards it, and didn't say a whole lot about the United States and their artificial intelligence. It mainly talked about how China was leading the way, and it didn't really cite all of the sources that I needed it to cite. It gave me a lot of information about China's artificial intelligence, but it's a business news magazine, so I think that is why it has some bias to it, and it doesn't help me see all of the differences. So I could use this as a section, and I could use it to explain things about China and their facial recognition. However, I don't think I would be able to really use it since it is a bank and it's just a business news magazine. So when I went back and I started looking, I decided to change up my question and go to facial recognition and differences in China or United States. Adding that differences, I hope it would pull up more searches that gave me things about how things are different. And the first thing that popped up was why Chinese companies plug a US test for facial recognition. So I clicked on that just to see what it kind of took me to. And in this one, it's an American technology news and media network and was written in March of this year. This one really evaluated how China and Russia are when it comes to facial recognition due to their lack of privacy in their country. Since they don't really value people's privacy, it talks a lot about how they are using it and how they are ahead in most things since they don't really value their privacy. It really helped me to look into artificial intelligence in China, and it helps to show the possible implications just by knowing how they treat their people. It comes from a technology news source, and the writer of the article actually has a bachelor's and master's degree and earned it overseas studying abroad, and then came over, and he lives in San Francisco actually. It has a lot of information about China's artificial intelligence and how far it's come in comparison to the United States. However, it's still a magazine article, so there might be some slight bias to it, and I could use it as like a stepping stone to gather information about China's artificial intelligence, however not the United States. So on my next one, I decided to look into facial recognition in different uses in China or the United States, and I got this article right here that popped up, and it's Facing the Future of Surveillance. This article is from a non-profited organization that's in Washington, D.C. that looks into and investigates to expose waste, fraud, abuse, and conflicts of interest in the U.S. government. It was extremely relevant on the topic of America and their facial implications. It was filled with cited sources. As you can see, it has a very large breakdown of everything that it goes through. It's very, very thorough, and it gave me a lot of information on the implications. However, it didn't really say a lot about China, so I could use parts of it. And in one of the first ones, it talks a little bit about China, but really it only talked about America. So it would be really only good for me to use on facial implications in America, and then I would have to find another one about China's facial implications. So